I really wanted to wear this new jacket because it looks nice, but it is way too hot indoors. So here it is, a new jacket. So, this is the first time I'm going to do like a streamlined video. I'll edit out stuff because I'll be stupid. Hello everybody, I am OK-then. I'm making this video because I'm finally actually going to go through and like say some changes and stuff that I've had since I've started tea. I'm not sure if it's too obvious from my first video if you've seen. For a long time, being trans was something that was very difficult for me to talk about and to like come to terms with, basically. So I've been wanting to eventually make some videos that explain more of what that's like been for me. But more pertinent to my journey I'm starting right now is what are the changes that have been going on since I've started taking HRT. Perhaps I should explain. This is the first video if you've seen of me, that you're seeing of me, blah, 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 blah. I am FTM trans. That means that stands for female to male. And I am transitioning and I've just started HRT. And I haven't done any kind of like changes so far videos. Some people do it like, they'll do like a week and then they'll do like a month. I haven't actually started that yet. This is my first attempt at that. So I have now coming up on 2 months. I've had 9 shots. So before I really get started, this video of mine was for specifically in mind for other people who are FTM and are transitioning and want to see the change, what changes people have had along the way, and maybe in mind for people who are questioning whether they are and seeing what is it like, deciding maybe whether they want to do it. The biggest thing that's going to be awkward is this. Is it really the type of video that I wanted to be viewed by like friends and family, especially family? Specifically because the first change that I noticed was one that I wasn't expecting to get first. It was one that I thought like I didn't really exactly know how I feel about it, and like within like a week or two, I started getting that change. Like I noticed that before sweating or like acting or anything. Because like going into it, the first thing I was expecting was I'm gonna be sweating more, my acne's gonna flare up. And it's going to be that's the first thing I'm going to notice, and it's going to suck, and there's going to be, like, this feeling of needing to adjust and stuff, like, that, like, my body's going to have to, like, settle in with this new thing, and that's the first thing, and it's going to suck, it's going to be awful starting, it's going to be this horrible starting pit. I don't even think I noticed increased sweating. One, I spent the whole summer working outside at a camp, living in these cabins with no air conditioning. So then I came back to living in the suburbs, commuting into the city, and it was starting to get cold. This is August, so maybe I was increased sweating, but it was also like decreasing because the temperature was dropping a little bit. / I was like living indoors again. So for me, I didn't notice it. Plus, also, same with the acne. I was working at this camp. I wasn't eating the best of foods, and I wasn't really getting the opportunities to work out like I usually do. And I hop back home and I go back onto my healthier diet. I'm beginning to work out, and my acne, like, I noticed it flare up at this camp, and I think it decreased some since then, and maybe it's still worse. It's actually hard to know, because, like, I really believe it's gotten better from the camp since I started getting my regular routine and washing with the type of water that's, like, kind of city water, basically, that I'm more used to. And so, I don't know, like, I'm not getting that. Like, other people are talking about, I'm so hot all the time, I'm sweating. I didn't get that. That's what I thought I was expecting, but that's not what I got. First thing I got, the term that I see mostly on the internet is bottom growth. Going into it, I wasn't like, gosh, I don't want this. I was sort of like, I don't really know how I feel about it at all. And I certainly was not, I was like, they gave us a chart that said when things were happening, and I thought that wasn't going to happen for 6 months. Maybe I misunderstood the time frames and stuff. That was, time frames was something that I like going into. I just didn't know them at all. I knew 5 years was the whole thing. I had no idea, like, it's going to be like 6 months to the voice? I thought a while. I didn't realize it'd be like that long before it actually started sounding good. All these time frame things I didn't know, but I really, for some reason, expected bottom growth to be like happening later, not immediately. I don't want to talk about it too much because it feels ultra personal, but at the same time, like when I was on the internet looking at a lot of things, there wasn't much detail about that, and there were some things that like about it that I just didn't expect because I didn't hear anyone talk about it. So I feel like it'd be great if someone did. The main thing, which is just something nobody talked about, and it was like kind of big deal at first when I started feeling it. Basically, I started feeling my underwear rub. I work out on an elliptical mostly in the morning. That's what I have at this house, at my parents' house. And as I'm going the one day, I'm like, it's kind of rubbing and it's kind of uncomfortable. And I'm like, I don't want like rug burn. That's literally what I was thinking. I'm like, am I gonna get rug burn right now? Like, but I'm like, this is something I feel like some of us needed to like maybe would have liked to have known a little about beforehand. That like maybe personally mine was just really fast, so like no one else really. It is uncommon for people to have to deal with this part. But like there was I didn't get rug burn. I should mention that. It just like felt really uncomfortable, and I was worried that like I continued my workout and finished it. I was kind of worried like, oh my gosh, if I'm sore afterward, this is gonna be really awkward and embarrassing. It wasn't, and I feel like it's been getting more used to. But that was just like a period of getting used to that I wasn't expecting, like not at all like that soon. The other thing I wasn't expecting with it was, like I said, I felt about it beforehand. Kind of nice surprise. Oh, a change that I felt about, and it kind of seems like a good one. I also felt like it was good for me because this is a change that I understand now is permanent. The voice changing that I feel uncertain about because I feel like people will judge me for. No one's going to judge me for that. I don't know how to explain it, but it's obviously different from voice. Day to day, everybody you meet and talk to is going to hear your voice and can judge you on it. It was a great sign for me that I felt good about it. And it was nice because I knew like it was something. It's like more. Some of the changes I'm worried about. I'm worried about my biases and worrying about what other people think, and that's one that other people can't think about it because they don't know about it, except for everyone watching the video now. But yeah, that makes my point. Other things regarding changes, this was bizarre. That might be more of just something also changing in my life, but I feel like when I don't get enough sleep, it's not as affecting me as bad. I've been recently in my life going through like just being unable to get enough sleep. Like I'm in school and I've changed to commuting. I'm also now working this semester, and I've been trying to work out, trying to get out of the house every day by 8, and I don't get home till 8 or a little after, sometimes a little bit before. But basically I'm gone 12 hours 5 days a week. In comparison to last year, it's not as rough. Might also change because last year I was getting up at 5 and now I'm getting up at 6. So I don't know for sure if this is a change on T or if it's this drastic change of like, now they're not getting up by 5. But over the summer I wasn't getting up at 5. So it could be a change. Or it might not be. We'll have to see if you're curious, look around, see if anyone else has said that, like they feel like they need less sleep. And the other big change, and the one that I've been thinking about the entire video, is my voice. Now I've asked people, does my voice sound different? I've got some people say, because to me, I feel like I sound sick at this point. I'm getting that like halfway voice, that like, at least I've been calling it the halfway voice. I particularly don't like the halfway voice. I had someone today that I'm like, do I sound sick yet? I have a thing I'm doing Monday that involved like these reading things where I'm doing one of the readings right from the text I'm good at. I had one person today tell me that, I'm not sure if it was a matter of like trying to be like, oh no, you don't sound bad. Like, I'm expecting to sound bad, and I'd be fine if someone says I do. I'm expecting these next, like, I'm not expecting to sound good till February. That's my mind. Maybe later. Then a few weeks, maybe like a week or so ago, I was talking to my band director, and I mentioned to him, I was thinking, I'm entering that stage where I'm sounding sick, and he's like, yeah, because I was asking him about vocal ranges. What are the different vocal ranges things? And because I'm wondering, I guess I'm comparing myself to that. And he said, he's like, I can hear it a little bit. So I think the reason the other person said, oh no, because she's trying to make me feel better. Well, with him, I said I'm starting to answer that thing, and I think he gets me when I'm saying like, I think it's gonna sound like crap for a while, and I'm fine with that. I was expecting that. I'm not expecting it to be good for a while. Like, I feel like I'm different in some of the videos. I hear other people, I was expecting HRT, like, I was expecting it to kind of be like this, and, like, very positive, and I'm going to this, like, it's gonna suck for a little while. There's gonna be this awful transition period, and it's gonna be better slowly afterward. my opinion of it is just like colds. Like, you know, when you get a cold and it's just awful when you start, and you just feel like crap, and it's not like you instantly feel better later. It's like this slowly pulling off the bad, which is exactly. I do want top eventually. I don't know when it's gonna happen. I'm at this point thinking that I know they suggest waiting 6 months after starting testosterone before even having top, because it just makes it smoother and makes the end results better, I think. I've heard, I don't know the reasoning, but either way I was like, okay, it's better, I'll wait, that's fine. And I know I'm like thinking going to it, I'm like, it's gonna suck, the healing's gonna suck, and I'm gonna feel miserable, but it'll slowly get better. I haven't noticed my pores getting bigger. I haven't noticed any of that. I've noticed, now I'll take off, I have one, like, new, like, you know, because I was expecting, you know, the chest hair and the snail trail, I got, like, one hair off to the side. Like, new one. So, I guess that's a change. I'm already, another change, totally forgot. I'm not sure for sure, but I had a few chin hairs before starting, and because there was just a few and it looked stupid, I was plucking them. I don't know the exact number because it wasn't like, yes, those ones are obviously thick chin facial hairs, while those other ones are just pink fudge. No, they blended, like there's, those are the really big ones, and then they kind of slowly blended in the peach fuzz, so I never really was able to count them. But I think there's more. It's almost as soon as I started HRT, to help me deal with because I hated plucking them and doing other trimming things, I decided I was just going to shave my face. So I started that, and I was just doing that once a week. So because, like, if you just have a few hairs and they get really long, it just looks stupid and kind of, like, part of my real push with starting HRT was I'm starting to end that phase where I, like, pass for being, like, basically I look like a 15-year-old, and I kind of hate that bit, but I also pass. And I feel like having just a little bit of facial hair really emphasizes that you're 15. I'm not. I'm 23. I've been frustrated with that for a while. That's not the reason I'm transitioning. I've wanted to for a while, and it was a matter of coming to terms. I'll go more into all that in some other video, but for now I just wanted to focus on those kind of changes. Yeah, I think I got more hair. I shaved again because, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm dressed in all black. I had an orchestra concert just now, and then tomorrow I have a wind ensemble concert. Lots of concerts. Those are the changes I've noticed after just a little less than 2 months on T. I'm also very tired. It's concert week. Concert week's crazy. I also wanted to share that last weekend, in preparation for all these concerts, I finally got a tuxedo. I made a Reddit post about that. I will be sharing the photo, like right here, so you could see. Me being awkward holding my clarinet. So I'm wearing that tomorrow, and I'm excited for that. I also, I have one small solo in wind ensemble. I had a few in orchestra. You get more in orchestra as a clarinet, and there's less available in wind ensemble. I think all the solos are split between me and one other girl. Oh, and there's one other guy. He has some of the solos too, but some in another piece. But anyway, I'm excited that I'm gonna be first time wearing. Normally I was wearing this for concerts because it technically fits the protocol for what females have to wear for concerts, and I never did the tuxedo part, so that's exciting to do. I was a little bit disappointed that our orchestra concert was all black instead of tuxedo, or concert black as it's called, so I didn't get to wear it today, but I get to wear it tomorrow. Throughout this actually starting transition and admitting it, I went through a lot of, as clothes wore out, I started replacing them with male clothes. I had a period where I was feeling comfortable doing that, it was okay. I'll get into that later. Yeah, I had a huge phase of it's wrong for me to wear men's clothes, and once I got past that and I started slowly replacing my clothes with men's clothes, it was slowly over time as things wore out. And I'm really happy about that now because there's not that much left to replace. Last weekend I went through a binge of replacing a lot of the things that that were things that last a long time and were expensive, and that I had actually kind of replaced just before I started buying men's clothes. I finally went through and replaced them because I did not want to, I just don't want to wear any more women's clothes. I have a few things my stain outfit that I got bleach stains and stuff on is still women's clothes. Some of my workout stuff that I just work out at home, they're like these Bermuda shorts. Those are still women's clothes. Like, I think I have a pair of all black gym shoes that I'm like, I'm gonna wear those out. They don't really look like women's shoes, so they don't make me feel dysphoric like my jeans and my winter jacket did. So that's, yeah, what I got new was I got a new winter jacket that I showed you. I got all new jeans. And then I wasn't planning on getting this, but it was on sale. I got this really nice leather jacket. I haven't taken a good photo of myself in it yet. But I plan on doing it before posting this video. In that case, hopefully I'll have that, and I'll be putting that video right here. Or that picture right here. You can see, I'm starting to realize that I think my entire style I got from watching Supernatural. So my entire style is based off the Winchesters. And this jacket makes me think it's in Winchester. So, that's fun. Some future perspectives I have for this channel is to continue making my weird, dorky skits and other things to be humorous, because I think sarcasm and comedy help me get through basically admitting that I'm trans and I want to do something about it, and it's helping me feel comfortable, like it's something I can do. I also eventually, as I continue getting to transition, and actually, I want to see when I get to a point how I feel about the medical transition. I feel like it's early on that I can describe how it's helped me, how it hasn't, how I felt about it, how much it's helped me, how much it hasn't. Basically, how I feel about that later on. Be better at sharing that then. Adios.